I'll have that linked below too, so you guys can go check that out. Katie had brought up that, if I remember correctly, it appears that the people who are conscious of what they went through in GATE, so the people that do recall all their memories and don't have any sort of conspiratorial element to this, where they're like, wait, what happened to me, are things like lawyers, doctors, a lot of very prestigious career paths that people have taken who remember their GATE experiences. This post, my second one, was my most popular one that I did with Katie. It had 815.6 thousand views, which is incredible. This one had almost 1 million views, which is really cool. This one was by far the most popular post that I have made, and it had 310 comments, and it was shared 261 times, which for some of these bigger accounts that might not be much, but for my little account, like, it's kind of cool. And so that one was Katie's video. And then I also linked Gray's episode, and I'm really excited to say that he's going to be doing a part 2. He's made some really interesting revelations ever since we did our part 1. So we will be doing a part 2 on that, which I'm really, really stoked about. But I'm just going to run through. These aren't necessarily in the order that I posted them in, but all of them sort of explain an element of this puzzle that got a lot of people thinking. And so I'm going to play this one next. So this one was another TikToker that I found who was talking about GATE and had some interesting feedback also. So let's listen.
Do any of you remember the GATE program from back in elementary school? How about the leads that they put onto your head, or the high frequency sounds they made you listen to? They were kind of like hearing tests, but they weren't testing your hearing. Let me know in the comments what you remember.
The title that I made on this post was, Who Remembers Being Tested with Headphones and Frequencies in GATE Gifted and Talented Education Programs? And a lot of people had feedback on that too, about remembering or not remembering, and then the different things that they were remembering from it, the frequencies, and asking why were they putting frequencies in these headphones and what was the purpose of that. So a lot of really interesting questions around that aspect of it. And I would love to hear your guys' feedback too on your own experiences if you have been a part of gifted and talented education programs. Next was the Zenner cards. So who remembers the Zenner cards? These were the psychic cards, so you can actually still play this game online. I'm sure they might still use the cards in these programs potentially, maybe not. Maybe some of you guys have feedback, or maybe your children or somebody that you know may know, but there's actually an online version of this where you can play this game and it lays out the cards and you have to predict the next card. So it's kind of interesting. They've made it into sort of a video game. So that was one that I had posted and reposted because I thought it was a really good visual representation of something that I think a lot of people have forgotten about at some point in their life, but remembered whenever they saw these interesting symbols. The next one, so this beauty, I absolutely love. Angela Darling Divine on TikTok. Sorry, I'm on Twitter, but I take some of these videos off of TikTok. She will actually be coming on the podcast too. She was another inspiration of talking about MK Ultra and the GATE programs. And this was another video that I had posted that might resonate with some of you also, that I think is very relevant. And the caption that I wrote was, does anyone else who was placed in the GATE Gifted and Talented Education programs feel as if they were quote unquote turned off? And here is Angela's video.
Must be important. Okay, so here we go. I was just looking at one of the comments on one of the MK videos, and it reminded me of something. The comment basically said, and I believe that other people are saying this too in the comments, that after they took the test that we did in grade school, their gift shut down. So, what if they did everything that they wanted to do, needed to do to us, and then they turned us off, like a light switch, off? Okay, so now for at least, I would say like a month probably. It could have even been longer now, actually. But I have been getting like that we need to turn ourselves on. Like one night I was like, they were like, showed me this light switch. When flipping the light switch up, turn on.